Hi, we're going to make a procedural skin texture in this tutorial. Not so much the fine details, but the like macro changes in color. First I want to show this setup. So this is like a retopologized character that's based on this scope. And what I'm going to do is actually use a shrink wrap node with a subdivision node so that we can have more detail on it on the retopologized mesh. I'm going to make a scene specifically for diffuse baking called diffuse bake. And I'm going to go and add this object to it, and I have the search menu tied to spacebar like it used to be, and I'm going to search for link objects to scene. And I use this search thing a lot because you don't have to worry about the hotkeys changing on you. Okay, so I now have my character in this scene. Next, I'm going to change it to cycles. Might as well do GPU. And importantly, I'm going to change the color management to raw, so that there's no weird color transformations happening. Now I'm going to, split the screen and make a shader editor. And I'll just get this started, and I, added a material. So I'll just delete this shader node, and to start with, I'm going to add 2 ambient occlusion nodes. And this is because the AO node has 2 different modes, and we will be using both of them. First, we'll just have like a normal ambient occlusion node. And I like to sort of increase the contrast by adding a math node in power mode, and just sort of like, I don't know, it could be like 5 or whatever. It doesn't. I just find that easier because the AO node is, has such low contrast that using the curves node can be more difficult. And then I'm going to have this other node, AO node, in inside mode. And for this, you may have noticed it turned black. So we have to adjust the distance until we get what we want, which is where for the extremities to be, kind of black, but not anything else. Let's see. Okay, so 0.05 seemed to work. Now I'm going to add a mixed RGB, and I'm going to set the AO output to its factor input, and I'm just going to have like some skin looking color. Oh, that's backwards. And I'm going to have the extremities be more like kind of reddish, I guess. And I'll just increase the value. Next, I'm going to add another mix RGB node to this other ambient occlusion. And same thing as with before, except what this is going to do is it'll take the base color from the other node, but somewhat tweaked because, you know, variation is good. And this is, oh, it's also backwards. So on this, I'm just going to desaturate sort of the, like, you know, inside areas that to make them a bit whiter. And then I'll feed this to the base color of the other node over here. And actually, I should, like, maybe make this a little bit. See, and you can, like, adjust the AO nodes too. And let's see. Okay, I seem to have gotten this. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to adjust the top AO nodes, you know, contrast with. So, like, higher values as exponents make it have more contrast typically. Okay. I think I'll make this a little bit more red. Okay, now I'm going to bake it. And so I'll go to the image editor and just make an image. Diffuse our pain. And this is kind of a pain. So for it to bake properly, you have to have a image texture node in the material, even if you don't use it. Okay, now I'm just going to turn the samples down so it doesn't take too long. There we go. Then I'll just hit bake and see if it. Okay, oh. Okay, it took a while to get started because I had the render setting for the subdivision surface modifier, you know, set to 2, so it had more geometry to put into its, you know, BVH tree. And there we go. Now we're going to make, or go back to the original scene. There we go. Now I'm going to make a different material. Now to keep this baking material from being deleted, we're going to press this fake user button, which makes sure that it, you know, isn't deleted by Blender. And I guess I should adjust the lighting. and maybe have some ambient occlusion. Let's see. Okay. And that's still kind of terrible lighting. Oh well. So on this new material, I'm just going to make a image texture node with the texture we just made. It shall go to the base color, and now the colors may not be exactly what you want at this point, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and modify the texture and then transfer that to the original bake material. So let's see, I don't know, it can be like more red or something. Anyway, now I'm going to press Control G to turn that into a node group. And then I'll go back to my diffuse bake scene. And then I'll make this one a fake user 2 and go back to the diffuse bake material. Then I will add this group I just made, which will go over to here. And then I will have it bake again. Except I think I'll turn the subdivision down so it doesn't take so long to get started. Okay. Okay, and there's the new map. Then we can set it back to this material. Go back to the scene. And then get rid of this node group from here and reconnect it. Now, unfortunately, Blender is bad at, like, you know, updating textures in video memory. So I shall, like, save it. And then, like, do reload. Oh, and it actually did update it, so that's good. Let's see. I would just adjust this lighting a bit more. Okay. And that is the final text, skin texture. And you can build you can layer all the fine details on top of it. And that's it. Thanks for watching.